Again, my name is Chris Foley, and I gotta say, I'm so excited tonight to be able to introduce Russell Gaskamp, who most of you remember as being the starting center and defensive tackle for the Weatherford Eagles football team from 1991 to 1993. We lived in Weatherford for Russell's sophomore through senior years, and he actually played and lettered in 3 sports while we were here. In track, his sophomore year, he was 5th in state in the shot put. His junior year, he was 3rd in state in the shot put. And his senior year, he was 4th in state in discus, with at that time a distance that set a record for Weatherford. He also wrestled, and his senior year, he had 25 wins and 10 losses, and he accomplished this while fighting through 3 injuries. Russell was good at track and wrestling, but he was really great at playing football. When we moved to Weatherford, my dad actually went to Clinton High School, and he spoke with Coach Mike Lee. And he asked him if he needed a center, and Coach Lee told him no. And so my dad went to Weatherford and spoke with Woody Roof. And he said, hey, my son's a pretty good player. Could you possibly use a center? And Woody said, heck yeah, I can always need a center. And so 2 years later, after beating Clinton in the '92 state championship game, my dad actually played golf with my cousin Rod Moody and Coach Lee. And when he saw him, Coach Lee shook my dad's hand and said, I don't want to hear about it. The 91 and 92 seasons were Russell's sophomore and junior years when the Eagles won back-to-back state championship games in football. Outside of these 2 games, there's actually one other game that he remembers the best. Russell considers the game against Carl Albert his senior year as the best game he ever played. Carl Albert was the defending 5A state champions that year, and Weatherford played at Carl Albert and beat them 7-6. The only touchdown Weatherford scored was on a blocked punt. Russell had 17 tackles and 2 sacks on that game. His senior year in football, Russell was named the following, which I must say is not an exhaustive list, but I don't want to be up here all day. ESPN All-American Academic, All-State in Football, Super Prep All-American Team, Blue Chip Illustrated Dream Team, which is the top 50 players in the U.S., USA Today High School All-American Team, #1 center prospect in the country, #3 overall prospect in the country, both by Super Prep. He played on the Oklahoma East-West All-Star Game in Edmond. He also played in the first high school All-American Bowl in Allentown, Pennsylvania. And he won the Eagle Award as the Outstanding Athlete of the Year for Weatherford High School. And he graduated from Weatherford in 1994. Russell was recruited in football by over 70 Division I colleges. And much to the dismay of the people in the state of Oklahoma, he accepted a full scholarship to play football as a Longhorn at the University of Texas in Austin. While playing at UT, he participated on 3 conference championship teams, including the last Southwest Conference and the first Big 12 Conference, as well as played in 4 bowl games. His senior year in 1998, he was an all-conference lineman. He started every game at center, and Russell and his offensive line paved the way for Ricky Williams to win the Heisman Trophy that year. He was voted onto the Longhorn All-Decade Team of the 90s, and he graduated in May of '99 from UT with a bachelor's in business administration and management. His first coaching assignment out of school was 2000-2002 as he coached for the Austin Rattlers in the North American Football League. He started as the offensive coordinator, and he took over as head coach in 2002. That year, he led the Rattlers to a 13-1 record and national runner-ups in the league. He overlapped that time from 2001 to 2002 as an offensive coordinator for Johnston High School football team in Austin, Texas. And also while at Johnston, he was the men's and women's head wrestling coach. He ended up going back for his master's at that time, and he was a graduate assistant, tight ends coach, and a recruiting coordinator at Sam Houston State University in Huntsville from 2003 to 2004. He graduated in 2005, magna cum laude, with Masters of Education in Instructional Leadership and Supervision. At the college level, his first 3 assistant coaching jobs were as the offensive line coach at Texas A&M Commerce in 2005, the offensive coordinator here at SWASU from 2006 through 2008, and he started as the offensive line coach and then also took over as the offensive coordinator at Angelo State University in San Angelo, Texas from 2009 to 2011. While at Angelo State, the first year, his offense increased production by over 1,500 yards over the previous season. In his second year, he produced the second most prolific offense in school history. His offensive line was ranked third in the country for NCAA Division II, which allowed the team to set a school record in passing yards that year. In 2012, he accepted the head coach position at OPSU, Oklahoma Panhandle State University, where he has shown how well that he can lead a team by taking a struggling team and turning it into something that's ended up being a really good team over the past few years. His first year, his offense averaged 10 points a game, more than his previous season, and by the third year, the Aggies won 7 games, which is the first winning season since 1982 for that school. He's now going into his 5th year, which is marked by the Aggies entering the Lone Star Conference. Russell has been blessed by many great coaches while he was playing, and in turn has become a great coach himself. I loved watching Russell play, and I have admired him as a coach, and I look forward to many more accomplishments that I know he's going to have in his career. I have to say it is with great honor and great pleasure to introduce the next inductee to the Weatherford Athletics Hall of Fame, my brother, Russell Gaskin.